crafty friend, it's Courtney Brickner, the CB behind the Crafty Brick. Welcome to my YouTube channel if you're new here, and if you've been here for a while, welcome back. I am still on my customizing shoe kick, and I've had a couple requests to make some customized Air Force Ones. So I tested it out. Check this out. So I used some denim. Turned out very cute. I'm not gonna lie though, this is not as easy as the canvas shoes. This curve gave me a little bit of a headache. I still think that my contact paper is the simplest way to do it. I tried out the tape method. I also tried out just using, what do you call it? Just transfer tape. And I just didn't feel like that worked as well as the contact paper. I think the contact paper is a little bit stickier, so it was just easier to use on here. Unfortunately, I ran out of the contact paper that I normally get from the Dollar Tree because I've been making so many of these shoes. Went to go get more and they didn't have any. So I had to use a different contact paper. It still worked, but I still feel like the Dollar Tree is the best one. So if you can find that, I would definitely recommend that one. Also, I used denim. I ordered some denim fabric, but I didn't really like the way it looked. So I just used a pair of old jeans that didn't fit anymore and cut them. I did not take into account the fact that the denim is going to fray the same as that bandana did on that previous video when you put the contact paper on it. So I still had to do another template, putting it on the paper, putting the contact paper on the paper, and then making the template with the denim and then putting it on. So there's just a few extra steps, just like we had for the last video, but I still feel like it turned out really cute. I used the fabric Mod Podge for this, but I kind of feel like I do want to test and see what is going to work better since we are using real leather this time. For this shoe today, I'm gonna try the E6000 and putting that on there for the base layer, and then attaching the fabric to that, and then putting the fabric Mod Podge on top. So then I can tell which one has the best wear, the left shoe with the E6000 or the right shoe with the fabric Mod Podge. So I'm gonna test it out over time and we will see. But I'm also doing a couple different techniques at the beginning of this one so we can see will it adhere better. I am gonna do sanding as well as a little acetone on this. So let's get started. First thing we're gonna do is use our contact paper, cut it to size so that we can put it on the front of our shoe. This shoe is a little bit different than what we've done in the past, and this curved surface means that we've gotta do some so that it can curve to the area that we're trying to trace, because we really need it to be flat so that we can get a good template. So then we take our Sharpie, trace around all the edge of our shoe here where we want the fabric to go. And then we go ahead and remove the contact paper. And in previous videos, I showed you how I put the contact paper directly on the fabric, but when I did that with this denim and I pulled the contact paper off, it started to fray on the edges. So that's why that method doesn't work using this particular fabric. So we're gonna have to use paper to make the template. So we'll take our contact paper and put it on our plain piece of paper and make sure we're going to smooth out the edges of all of the contact paper that we cut, you know, to get the template correct on the curve. We gotta smooth all that out and then we'll cut out the template. After we've gotten the template cut out, we're gonna go ahead and pin this onto our fabric. In this case, I'm using the denim. So we're gonna pin it on so that it doesn't shift and we can make sure that we get the template the correct size. So you pin it into place and then you're gonna go ahead and cut the template out of the fabric. Once you've got the template cut out, you remove the pins and make sure that that template fits correctly on your shoe. If it's good, then you're ready to move on to the other side. I found that the sides of the shoes are a little bit more challenging to get these templates correct as opposed to the canvas shoes that we had done in previous videos. So there's a little curvature along the edge here. Getting along the swoosh sign is just a little bit challenging. I have to say, I ended up throwing away multiple templates because they didn't quite fit. I just didn't do my cutting as accurately as I had hoped it was. And I think because I've got to do the paper template as opposed to just putting it directly on the contact paper on the fabric, I feel like that just increases the room for error on creating this. But I do think that it works out the best because we're using denim fabric. If I had been using a different fabric, I think it would have been a little bit easier because I could have put the contact paper directly on the fabric and cut it out. But it's neither here nor there now. I went through multiple templates. I finally got the right size, and hopefully you'll get the right size on the first time. So I'm just following the same method for each side of the shoe using the contact paper. The contact paper is definitely easier to stick on the sides and get the template than it was for the front. You don't have to do those relief cuts on the sides because there's not a whole lot of curvature that you need to get accurately. It's just those curves along the edges of the swoosh and things like that. But same process for all three sides. Get the template, and then you move on to the next step. This time I decided to change the process a little bit than what I had done on my other shoes, and I used some of the recommendations from people in the comments, and I decided to sand the areas that I was going to be applying the adhesive to. And after I sanded all of the areas, I decided to put a little bit of alcohol and wipe it off just to make sure that I got off of all of the residue from the sanding and to just take the shine off a little bit from what was already on the shoes. Instead of using the Mod Podge, which is what I used on the first shoe of this set, I decided I was going to use the B7000, which is very similar to the E6000. It's just something I got on Amazon, so I'm trying that out this time. So I brushed it on so that it would have a nice, smooth finish to apply the fabric. I didn't want there to be like a line from the adhesive. So that's why I didn't put it on and just leave it, just squeeze the glue on and then leave it. That's why I used the paintbrush to smooth it out. I think it helps because the fabric definitely did go on very smoothly. There weren't any bubbles or grooves or dents from the glue. So I put it on all of the sections, smoothed it out, and then after that, I decided to put on a layer of the Mod Podge. I put the Mod Podge over all the fabric sections, and I also used the paintbrush this time just so that it could go on smoothly. This time I used a small paintbrush instead of the foam paintbrush that I had used before because there's so many little sections on this shoe. I wanted to be able to get the Mod Podge in all the little grooves and sections on this particular shoe pattern. I let it dry and then I added another coat. So this particular shoe has 2 coats of Mod Podge on it. All right, here are my finished shoes. I haven't blinged out the second pair yet, but I think they're really cute. So this right one I did with the fabric Mod Podge on the bottom and the top, and I did 2 layers on the top. This left one I did with the E6000, or what did I use? B7000, they're pretty much the same thing, and fabric Mod Podge on top. I have to say it was a bad idea using the denim because it frayed like crazy. It was difficult to really get it in the right spot exactly. So I recommend using just another cotton fabric so that you don't have the fraying, and then you could actually even use just the contact paper. You don't have to make a separate template if you're using better fabric. So that being said, I also felt like this one was just challenging getting the template accurate. I probably did like 6 templates that I messed up and had to redo because they just weren't quite right at the edges. I was trying to get them as perfect as I could. They're still not completely perfect. Like this little area right here is not, this area up here is not. But overall, I mean, I think they're good. who's gonna be looking at my feet that closely. I am gonna finish the bling on this side. I haven't decided if I'm gonna do just bling on the outside and leave this one white, or if I'm gonna do bling on both sides. But I'll decide that soon, then I'll figure it out. But if you like this video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, turn on the notifications so that you don't miss crafty content, because I am gonna be posting an update for all of these shoes that I've been doing so that I can show you how long they last, if they're good or not, especially the ones with the leather. I'm not really certain how long they're gonna last, but maybe the sanding and the alcohol would help with that for these, but we'll see. Thank you so much for watching. I will be back. Until then, stay crafty, my friends. Bye.